Presenting Father Maguire, the fat chap in a flat cap. Viewer discretion is advised. Some of what you are about to see may shock you. It may astound you. You may want to see more. Fasten your seatbelts. This could get bumpy. Filmed in Technicolor. Good morning, it is I, Father Maguire. This is the day after I had my visit to the Royal Derby Hospital to have my stitches removed on my hand that you would have seen in my last video. So what happened yesterday, my sister and brother-in-law collected me and took me there. We arrived good early to get there for the appointment on time. We had to wait a bit for car parking, which is usual at Royal Derby Hospital. The parking's awful there. If anyone has to go, make sure you're there plenty early if you're driving yourself. Because honestly, I've sat there for an hour sometimes actually just waiting to get into a car park, because the system works that until somebody leaves, you can't get a ticket out the machine when you press your button to get one. It won't let you have a ticket until somebody else has gone. So there's a queuing system. Just a heads up for that. When they say get there early, sincerely get there early if you're driving yourself. If someone else is driving you, you can just get out the car and go and do your appointment while they're waiting to get, into a car park. Anyway, we arrived on time. I got into the department and there was a notice on the board. I spotted it straight away saying the lady I was going to see, my specialist, there was a 45 to 60 minute wait. So once I'd confirmed with the receptionist that I was there, I asked if that was apparent for today, and she said yes it is. So I thought, right, I'll get my phone out, text my sister, tell her to go and have a cup of coffee, because it was going to be 45 to 60 minutes, and I'd not even got to the point where I was messaging her and my name was read out. So I'm up again straight away out of the chair, and the nurse removed my dressings, and she said that my specialist would be with me when she had time, and hopefully I was going to be seen in between the other appointments, basically. So she did. She took the dressing off. I wouldn't say I'm squeamish at all, not really, but I don't want to see it live, something happening to myself live, whereas I'm all right to see something that has happened. So for those that don't want to see some graphic material, you might want to either stop the video now and not watch anymore, or look away for a while, because I'm going to show you a couple of pictures that I took on my phone when she took the bandages off before the stitches were taken out. So if you are squeamish, look away now, because I'm going to show you these pictures. This is the first one. So as you can see on there, you can see the stitches in my hand. Basically, I had the fasciectomy, which is the palm of my hand, that was done. And you can see the amputation. What they've done is they took that skin, as I mentioned before, and folded it over to seal the top of the finger. And I took an even closer shot of my little finger, because some people might be a bit concerned about amputations. And this is that picture. It's not really great, and I'll show you my hand in a minute of what it looks like, but you can see, I think she said there was 12 stitches in total in there. Now, what I would recommend that you do before you go to your appointment, have a couple of paracetamols. I've got quite a high pain tolerance, but I know after having surgery 4 times now for Dupuytren's contracture that when they're taking the stitches out, sometimes the stitch is underneath a scab. So by using the scissors that they do to take the stitches out, there's no needles involved, by the way, in taking stitches out if you've never had them done before. it can hurt a little bit. It's tugging, and one of them in particular was a real pain in the bum for me yesterday. And I had to grit my teeth and, just sort of tap my leg and do this sort of thing. And she said, "Are you all right? Do you want to lie down?" I'm like, "No, no, no, just get on with it, get them out." Because there was two or three that she was having problems getting out because of the way that the hand was healing. And she was concerned that I would, get a bit lightheaded or something. I wasn't looking at what she was doing. Not that it would have really made a lot of difference, to be honest, because um, my little finger, the top of it, is still numb. Really, I can't. There's no feeling in it, which is sometimes it happens. The side of it is fine, but the top of it, when she prodded it, I didn't actually know she was doing it. If I'd have closed my eyes, I wouldn't have known she was doing it. So, yeah, without further ado, basically they took the big sort of boxing fist bandage off yesterday, and this is what I've been left with. So again, another warning. It's not as gruesome as those pictures really, but this is what I've got. So basically, it's a very neat job actually. Try and get it in there, get it focused for you. The fasciectomy was done in the palm of the hand, as you can see there, and what they've done is they've put a plaster. They cut a plaster in a T shape like that. They've put plaster over and then wrapped the rest of it round. I've got a spare one that she gave me. So what they've told me now is I couldn't wait to get something to wash that iodine off my hand. Plus, of course, the fact it's been in a bandage for 9 days, it's a bit smelly. You'll find that yourself. And I couldn't wait to get it, but you're not allowed to soak your hands. So for 2 days, I've got to keep this on. And then I'm to take it off and leave it off. And then I can start bathing my hand to get rid of the scabbing that's apparent on the, as you see from the pictures as well. And of course, there's a bit around the finger, which when tomorrow comes, when I'm taking this off, I will show you. I'll do another video, another update when this is off to show you what it actually looks like. And I'll try and keep it up to date for people that do suffer from the same thing I've got. It's like a bit of a video update for you, really. Personally, it doesn't hurt. I've never really had a problem. All the 4 surgeries, the only one that I had painkillers past day 1 actually is the one that I was awake when they did it. When they put blocks in and put that tourniquet on my arm that I mentioned yesterday, that I found extremely uncomfortable and painful after about 30 minutes. I had to have painkillers for a couple of days after that, but this one, I had 2 painkillers at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which was a couple of hours after I got back. And then I had 2 more at 10 o'clock, because you're only supposed to have them every 6 hours. So that would see me through the night, and I didn't have any more. But like I mentioned earlier, I took a couple yesterday just before I left to go to Derby, so it would have been about 1:45, because of when they're taking the stitches out, like I mentioned, sometimes they can hurt a little bit, and it just takes that edge off. And I'm pleased I took them, because that one in particular, I could have sworn, not at the nurse, but just, bloody hell, as they were doing it. But the rest of them were fine, and she got them all out. So yeah, I've got a 6-month open-ended appointment if anything happens with my hand, which hopefully not. I'm also, by the way, I'm obviously trying to use my hand more already, and you probably can't see, but I'm not able to quite form a ball like I do with that one. I can't quite form the ball yet with the fingers that have been wrapped in the bandage. I can with my thumb, because it's that way, and the little finger doesn't seem to be moving much, but that's because of all the scabbing. Really, it's not helping at the moment, and I wouldn't expect it to. I took him for a walk this morning, George, and I used my right hand with the lead, but I was very careful. I hooked my thumb through the loop, and rather, because this, like, I can touch this like that, but any pressure and it hurts. So I'm just, for another couple of days, my mum's coming tomorrow to take me to do some more shopping. Because I got in the car last night and just tried the steering wheel, and it's strange to hear, but these here are called Garrett's pads. So she explained this to me yesterday. This bit here that's stuck up on my knuckle on the hand that's been finished for surgery, and there's these knuckles that are flared up here that are risen, are called Garrett's pads. And if you do that, they can hurt. Even after you've had all the stuff taken out like this, it can hurt. So you have to be a little bit careful with that. And that's obviously when you're driving, you want to make sure that you can do an emergency stop. You want to make sure you can grip the steering wheel all right, because of course when you're changing gear, you're relying on your right hand to keep the steering wheel steady and, you know, in a safe manner. So yeah, Mum's coming tomorrow to take me for another shot. But apart from that, it's a much neater job than when I had my left hand done. I have to say that was done when I was awake at a medical centre. This was done under general anaesthetic, which is, as I mentioned yesterday, I absolutely needed that. I couldn't deal. I wouldn't have been able to deal with us telling me while I was awake that they were now going to amputate my finger and stuff like that. I ran it through my head and thought, no, I don't want to hear that. So I won't call me a pussy by any means. I've had one operation when I were awake, and it wasn't very pleasant at all. And you know, I've tried it once and didn't like it, and that was it. I knew the risks. She said, you know, you might have a chest infection and blah blah blah. They ran through the risks, and honestly, I'm prepared to run the risk if I'm asleep, and then just wake up and everything's been done. That's me, for me, really, in this case anyway. Some cases you can't avoid, you know, it happening, but for me, yeah, definitely. So I don't want to bore you too much. I've been ranting on for 12 minutes already, but that's basically what it is. I'll like I said, I will do another video once I've got this off, and might not be tomorrow though, because it's football weekend. You know me with my football. I like my football. But yeah, I'll certainly do an update and keep you up to date. At the minute as well, these fingers aren't very straight. As you'll notice on this hand, they never properly straightened up after I had a fasciectomy here. And these were actually bending in the first place before I had this, whereas these weren't bending before I've had this one. So hopefully with the recovery of this, these will go straight again, because at the minute they're slightly not quite flat. And again, that's because I haven't really, you know, I'm going to keep on doing my physio to strengthen my fingers and get them back to where they were, which I know what I need to do for that. And they've not really advised me on any physio that I need to do. It's just they said, you know what you're doing, and I do. I know what I need to do to get my fingers straight again. Excuse me, and I will. I'll do that. So yeah, I just wanted you to, you know, see what happens. I before I had the operation, I did some Googling. I looked up amputation of little fingers to see what happens and what's left. And I told her that yesterday. She said because a lot of people, when they have the bandage taken off after they've had the operation, they get very anxious because their little finger's not there. And I said to her, well, she said, you seem to be very calm with it. And I said, well, look, you know, I knew what was going to happen. You told me, and I knew what to expect. I did my research. You know, I know a relative of my stepmom had the same procedure, and he said his life was better for it without that part of the little finger there that was getting in the way. And I saw images, so I knew what to prepare myself. I was a little bit in trepidation, I suppose you could say, when she took the bandage off. But I've seen, obviously, the palm of my hand because I've seen it done here. And this is the second operation I've had on this little finger. The first one, we managed to get it mostly straight. Probably not as straight as that is, even though that's not straight. But yeah, but it just over the COVID period, and because I couldn't have more surgery, it got to the point where she couldn't do it anymore, and that were that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please don't forget, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Any comments, please do, you know, any questions or anything, if I can answer them, please stick them in the comments below. I would appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a member of the channel. I would appreciate that, because there's a lot more videos coming in the future, especially when the DVLA pull the fingers out and get my license back to me, so I can actually go and do the theory tests for real and get behind the wheel of a lorry. So for now, folks, thank you very much for being here. Father Maguire is signing off. Take care for now.